Every night, my mom would coat my entire body in honey, then wrap me head to toe in gauze. Then she'd lock me in my room with a heavy chain. She did all this for my own good, because the second I touched water, I'd turn completely invisible. And of course, I absolutely loved taking baths. Every time I got out, you could see my whole skeleton clear as day, so my mom had no choice but to go to these extremes. But after a while, my body started giving off this strange, sweet scent. The moment I stepped outside, butterflies swarmed me and lifted me straight into the air. That's when I ran into an immortal. He saw I had extraordinary potential and passed his powers down to me. From that point on, I was brilliantly gifted, and in just 3 years, I'd mastered every field of knowledge. I founded the Xuanqing sect and took in hundreds of disciples. The world had fallen into chaos, and I couldn't just watch people suffer. So I sent my top disciple down the mountain to end the war and helped him found the Great Jin Empire. Under my guidance, the Great Jin prospered and its people lived in peace. To test whether his descendants could actually rule, I'd come down every 20 years, and if I found a terrible ruler, I'd replace him on the spot. This was my 5th visit. I rode a crane to the capital's gates, only to find the whole place engulfed in flames. The moment I landed, I was surrounded. They thought I was an assassin. Then I noticed the one leading them was the Crown Prince. He had the same eyes as my top disciple, had to be a descendant. Before I could even say who I was, the Crown Prince ordered his men to open fire. I threw up a golden barrier, and every arrow dropped before it even got close. The whole scene left the Crown Prince and his crew completely stunned. They thought I was some kind of demon. "Don't let that demon into the Emperor's tent! If she gets in, everyone will find out the Emperor's been poisoned and is unconscious." The guards charged at me, but I raised one hand and froze every single one of them. Then, while everyone watched in shock, I walked straight into the Emperor's tent. The man on the bed wasn't Chu Jinghan, it was his son. My heart sank. I was starting to think Chu Jinghan was already dead. His face was turning purple. He'd clearly been hit with a poison arrow. I pried open his mouth, fed him an antidote pill, and golden light burst from his body. When the light faded, he woke up and immediately climbed out of bed to thank me. "I had no idea you were coming today, Master. Please forgive me for not greeting you properly." Once I confirmed Chu Chungjin was okay, I waved my hand and released everyone from the freeze. The Crown Prince was even more terrified now, convinced I was using dark magic. Before he could even process what happened, Chu Chungjin ordered him to kneel before me. He told Han Yuan to get down and apologize to the Grand Master right now. Chu Hanyuan wasn't buying it. He thought I'd cast some kind of spell on his father. "Undo whatever you did to him, or you're not walking out of this palace alive." I looked at the rage in his eyes and honestly just found it funny. Chu Chengjin stood up and punched him, calling him a rotten son. "Now get down and apologize to your Grand Master." "Father!" Crown Prince Chu Hanyuan pays his respects to the Grand Master. I knew what really mattered was finding my top disciple, so I let it go. I turned to Chu Chungjin and asked what had been going on for the past 20 years. Turns out, 20 years ago, Chu Jinghan had also been ambushed. Same poison. He was still alive, but had been unconscious ever since. Before Chu Chungjin passed out from the arrow, he got a good look at the attacker's bow and outfit. From that, he figured out the attacker was Huo Zhenyuan, the most powerful general in the empire. He was also the Empress's older brother, and it looked like he'd been plotting a coup for 20 years. No time to waste. I had the Crown Prince escort me back to the palace. I walked in front with the Emperor and Crown Prince trailing right behind me. The palace servants were shook. "Who is that woman? Why are the Emperor and Crown Prince following her?" One glare from Chu Hanyuan and they all shut up instantly. When I stepped into Chu Jinghan's chamber, the Empress was already waiting there. She watched me walk in like I owned the place, without a single bow. She was about to blow up, but then she noticed Chu Chungjin and the Crown Prince both had their heads down. She quietly stepped aside. I walked up to Chu Jinghan's bed. His face was ghostly pale, barely breathing, clearly not long for this world. I was about to start the healing ritual when the Empress secretly summoned a crowd of court officials. They had it all planned out. They immediately called me a back alley quack. If anything happens to the Emperor Emeritus, she won't be able to answer for it. The other officials piled on too, calling me a demon and demanding I be thrown out. I stood there completely unfazed, not moving an inch. Chu Chungjin stepped in. "She is my father's master. How dare you call her a back alley quack?" The officials all looked stunned. They'd heard the Emperor Emeritus had a legendary master, but none of them had ever actually seen her. The Empress fired back. "Your Majesty, don't fall for her tricks. She looks barely 20. Your father is over 80 years old." Chu Chungjin quickly jumped to my defense. "I personally met the Grand Master with my father back then. I know exactly who she is." The Empress still wouldn't back down. "From what I've heard, the Emperor Emeritus's master only visited once, 20 years ago. After all this time, your Majesty might just be misremembering. I think it's best we play it safe." The officials all sided with the Empress and demanded I be removed from the palace immediately. I kept a straight face and stared the Empress down, cold as ice. Just moments ago, Chu Chengjin had suspected the assassin was sent by Huo Zhenyuan, and now the Empress was desperately trying to stop me from saving Chu Jinghan. Was she really working with her brother to take down the throne? I said coldly. "The poison has already reached Chu Jinghan's heart. If we wait any longer, he'll be dead within 3 days. Are you really just going to stand there and watch him die?" The room exploded. The Empress completely lost it. "My father's been out for 20 years without any issues. How dare you curse him like that? I think you're here with nothing but bad intentions.